What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Agnetha, and we're going to begin going through the next album, which is to say, this is an album provided by Scott, shout out to you, 1985, Eyes of a Woman. And the first track on the album is called One Way Love, which sounds asymmetrical, it sounds uneven. It makes me think the love is either unrequited or at least unreciprocated, and in that regard it begs the question of whether it's actually a relationship. It could just be a crush or silent affection in one direction. I suppose it could be part of a relationship, but if that's the case, then one person is not treating the other as an equal, they are not feeling the same level of devotion or commitment, and ultimately maybe the person who has the one-way love is being taken for granted. Regardless, it sounds like a situation that can't last for very long, or if it does last for a long time, will have accumulating negative consequences for the person who's doing the loving but not receiving any. So either way, it sounds a bit nuanced and complicated in terms of the emotional content. Let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Agnetha Faltskog. The track is One Way Love, and it's the first tune on her 1985 album Eyes of a Woman. That keyboard is so mid-80s.
If you could only see me as I see you, one way love, you'd feel the way I feel tonight, and I can't go on living other lives, making other plans to keep the tears from my eyes. Oh baby, it's a one-way love.
So people who've been following this channel for a while might know there was something that came in a little ways through the track that made a big difference for me in terms of my overall appreciation of the tune. if you don't know, I'm a big fan of the saxophone, especially 80s solo style saxophone. I enjoy the instrument a lot, and it seems like a lot of artists in the 80s would have a saxophone section, whether you're talking Spandau Ballet, where it's in almost every tune. In some cases, it's not on all their tracks, but there's often a solo section where a lot of groups would have a guitar, but in the 80s you hear a saxophone there. So to me, that element made a huge difference and took the track to a higher level. The rest of the Sonics are fine, nothing really wrong with them. I would say that keyboard riff, again, it just sounds like mid-80s pop music to me. Not in a bad way, but just in a very time-specific sort of way. The percussion was big and booming, the snare had some pop to it, and the kick drum had a real deep boom. So yeah, percussion-wise, I enjoy the power of the track, and the rest of the Sonics were of their time. That saxophone to me, though, because of how much I like the sax, is sort of timeless. So bottom line, that took it to a whole nother level. Her vocals, like, good, not the best or not the most intense I've heard her sing, except when she hit that line, baby. Every time she hit the word baby, she threw a little extra into it, and that really stood out to me. Lyrically, it's interesting, because at first I thought it was a sort of one-way crush, where it's never even been a relationship, and the other person isn't all that much aware of them, when she's saying, like, how can I get into your life? How can I become this part of your life? But then she's saying that, like, she's trying to make plans to keep her mind busy so that she's not just full of tears, which sounds like, okay, so she's trying to make this connection with this person, but he's either turning her down or he's not even paying much attention to what her entreaties, and so she's feeling very sad about it. If it was just a crush from a distance, you're not really crying about it, it would seem to me. So then I thought, okay, so there's a connection, but she can't take it to the level that she wants. And then we get to the part where she's saying, like, think of all that we've been through together. So now it's like, wait a minute, like, they actually were together before, but she can't, like, maybe he broke up with her and she wants to bring it back, but he's not willing to do that. So in the end, I'm not quite sure where that one-way love was, in terms of, is this a situation that's now following a previous actual relationship or connection? Is it where they're in close proximity, they know each other, they're interacting, but she can't get him to fully get on board? Or is it she's, like, thinking of what could be, but she hasn't even really made any initial progress yet? So I wasn't sure of, like, where their relationship was or not, chronologically. But she's definitely not happy and is trying to do anything she can to get this into the place she wants, and the longer it's going, the more it's hurting, which, you know, I did consider that in advance, the idea of the accumulation of this feeling over time. If you're not getting anything in return, it's going to be more and more painful. So it sounds like that is what's taking place. I'm just not sure of their level of connection previously, currently, or otherwise. But yeah, so it's a sad song, but it has a energetic, upbeat sort of sound, which I always like that contrast. If, you know, you're singing about painful things, but it's a tune you can sort of dance to, and then sometimes you see it the other way around. A tune will have this heavy feeling, but it's actually a very, like, beautiful sentiment. So I enjoy contrast between lyrics and sonics in that regard. Nevertheless, a cool opener, not the most intense or spectacular tune I've heard from her, but again, that saxophone, I think, did a lot to bring it to a higher level than it was sonically before that. So in any case, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.